solar energy in the Gambia and beyond. Worry no more, because Solar Enterprise will provide you with the solutions at reasonable cost. We have experienced personnel who can install and advise you about your electricity and water supply with a warranty period. We have good quality solar products from North America and Europe. We provide services and sell products to individuals, organizations, institutions, private offices, communities, and government. These products are solar panels, batteries, charge controllers, inverters, water pump, water heaters, freezers, submersible pumps, and general solar accessories. Visit our stores at 48 Kebba Avenue and Brusubi Highway, or you can call us on 7657 479 980 8483 340 9400 or 635 9906.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
Planning to have an uninterrupted electricity and water supply from solar energy in the Gambia and beyond? Worry no more, because Solar Enterprise will provide you with the solutions at reasonable cost. We have experienced personnel who can install and advise you about your electricity and water supply with a warranty period. We have good quality solar products from North America and Europe. We provide services and sell products to individuals, organizations, institutions, private offices, communities, and government. These products are solar panels, batteries, charge controllers, inverters, water pump, water heaters, freezers, submersible pumps, and general solar accessories. Visit our stores at 48 Kebba Avenue and Brusubi Highway, or you can call us on 7657 479.
Brunch on Kerr Fatou Live. I'm Lamin Cham, and welcome once again wherever you are watching us from to our weekly current affairs program. Now, the National Assembly elections is just a little over 8 weeks to go. Of course, the process has started. The IEC has issued nomination papers for people aspiring to contest in the 53 constituencies. Although the process is in its infancy, but it looks like, if social media reports are anything to go by, we could have well over 170 people wanting to contest those 53 seats for the April 9th elections. But of course, the official parties have not yet made their decisions public, but we will try as much as possible to go underneath them and provoke them to see what their level of preparations are. And that's why I brought in the studio Honorable Kebba Jallow. He is the leader of the People's Progress Party, the Progressive Party, PPP. I shouldn't forget that. Then you have the spokesperson for Citizen Alliance.
Spokeswoman.
Well, person. That's why I say person. Okay.
Spokeswoman.
Because he will say, I want to avoid mentioning woman. So, spokeswoman of the Citizen Alliance, Neneh Freda whom, in fact, I heard on the grapevines, is also aspiring to be a National Assembly member. We'll find out where and what are her chances, if any. Dodou Jah is from the APRC. They already have 5 seats in Parliament, but can they cling on to it? Well, he will tell us. Now, gentlemen and women, this is our menu in this week's edition. So, without, of course, wasting much time, let me welcome my panelists. Honorable Kebba Jallow, welcome.
Thank you so much, Lamin. I am once again thankful for your invitation. I always appreciate when you call me for interview.
Good, thank you.
I know this program is going to be interesting.
Yes, Neneh Freda, welcome.
Thank you very much, Lamin. It is indeed an honor to be back. I've been here several times, and it's always a pleasure. I enjoy coming to the brunch. And thank you.
Fantastic. And Honorable Dodou Jah, welcome too.
Thank you, Lamin, for having me once again.
Good. Let me start with the general question, then I will come to individualized my questions as your party's positions on the National Assembly elections. But all right, it's at the corner, April the 9th. Let me ask you very quickly, Mr. Jallow, do you expect the same atmosphere or the same outcome compared to the presidential elections?
No, honestly, I do not expect the same outcome or the same euphoria.
Does that mean you are saying that the NPP alliance will lose?
No, the NPP will come out stronger.
Okay.
But then it's going to be a dicey situation.
Good. Neneh, very quickly. Do you expect the same outcome?
Well,
a landslide for NPP coalition, whatever?
No, I don't expect the same outcome, because if that happens, then it is really a failure on everybody's part. So
you will say you expect a similar outcome, or you want to be as honest as Mr. Jai to say, well, there could be different.
I wouldn't say that. I just want to be factual here.
Yeah.
It all depends with the alliance and coalition partners, and I am not foreseeing that at the moment. What I am hearing from the NPP camp, definitely there will be a lot of surprises if they stick to what they're pushing.
What they're going to say.
Yes.
Good. Very quickly. Okay. Let's go. Let's individualize it. The PPP wants, Mr. Jallow. The PPP wants. Oh, I need a better I removed the mic. I don't know how I could be hurt. But the PPP made it clear that they want to maintain the 2 seats in Banjul. That is the seat of Honorable Tumanjai for Banjul South or North? South. The Honorable Mohammed Ndao of Central. So it is only the North you probably are not interested. That's Doi. We will come to that.
Yeah.
But then again, you said you will still want 4 more, 2 more.
4 more.
4 more. So you want to have 6 seats. First, let us know the other 4. Where do you intend to contest? Banjul is already.
Banjul is already.
Where do you have your minds on? Which other area?
Actually, if you would allow me, let me just.
Okay. So I want us to go to the points.
I know for sure PPP is well established.
Of course, yes.
Especially in the rural areas, where we believe that if we could, up to now, before I came in, I have received 2 calls. One just now from Nyamina, and then North Bank. I know for sure we could put up to 10 seats, but we limit ourselves to 6
Okay.
at the moment.
Okay.
And these are potential winnable candidates
Okay.
for the PPP. As Dodou said, we are in an alliance,
Yes.
in a coalition. We have to be very careful what we say and what is possible. Now, no, I cannot guarantee as a party leader how it's going to come out. I would have, up to now, I would have expected the president, the leader of the coalition, as a party, NPP, to call all the party leaders to a meeting to discuss this issue. But as it is now, the PPP has not been called by the president to discuss this issue. And I think that is a red flag somewhere. We are going on our own way. I'm not sure about APRC, but the PPP is going on our own so far. We will not wait for anything. We will keep going until, because we don't want to be late. And make sure that we put our things in place and wait for the leader of the coalition to call us. This is why I'm calling on the president to, as quickly as
For the
possible.
very first time, you are using this platform to
Yes.
call on the NPP leader
Yes.
to call his attention to this issue.
Exactly.
Okay.
I call on the president, the NPP leader also of the coalition, to call the participants in the coalition to discuss this issue seriously. Yes.
Okay. Let me sidestep you a little bit, because these people seem to be in the same boat. And go to the APRC. Well, Mr. Jallow is suggesting that time is running out
Very fast.
for a certain modalities to be worked on as far as the NPP and its coalition partners are concerned. In the absence of that, he said they will not wait until it's late. They have to work on their own individual arrangements. But people's fear is that if they had already established and concluded that they're going to run in 6 constituencies, and they want the NPP, to skip those places or support them on that, there could be a difference. Is that the same feeling in the APRC?
Thank you very much, Lamin. Let me say this. I am in the midst of people I know very well. Honorable Kebba, we've worked at the IPC. I've learned a lot through him. He has guided us. With my sister here, Nenneh, we're still working at the IPC. So they are
committee.
Yes, they are no strangers to me as far as politics is concerned, as far as Gambian politics is concerned. I've been saying it many times. Gambian politics is very dynamic and it's grassroots based. Money, mobility, these are pillars when it comes to our politics. But the grassroots needs to be understood. You don't impose on the people. Like he said, time is running out. It is the people who are demanding. It is the people who are making choices. You in the leadership don't control people.
No.
Because our process of election is secret ballot. Let people not forget that. Whether people cast their vote, you can't tell them where to put it. And I have been saying it, I'll continue to say it. Presidential elections is different from parliamentary and local government elections.
In many respects.
When it comes to presidential, you're selling one candidate for the whole Gambia to vote for that candidate. Now, when it comes to parliamentary, it is at the constituency level and the region. They have the powers and they press the buttons that they want to press. What I foresee in these upcoming elections, for example, APRC, I heard from some NPP saying they will leave the phonies to us. Who says we only want to contest the phonies? We are a political party and we're going beyond phony. Like Honorable Kebba said, we need to get onto the table and discuss. There are committees between the NPP and APRC. We're yet to reach an agreement. Nothing final yet from our executive. But we can only come and tell people this is the way we're going. And people are going to tell you, no, you thread that way, we're going that other way. And you have no control over the people. And history repeats itself all the time when it comes to parliamentary. Take it to the bank. It depends whether we'll sit and agree as alliance and coalition partners. If not, you will foresee a lot of independent candidates, whereby even their political parties will not stop them from contesting, and surprises will emerge in these upcoming elections, whereby even sitting MPs will lose come these parliamentary elections. I am giving you that and you can bank it. unless and until we sit and discuss and agree as an alliance to support each other. Otherwise, if every man goes for himself, there will be a lot of
It
surprises.
would be interesting to know that I tried to drag the NPP to this forum, but I couldn't. The Sidi Jai whom I spoke to was busy going to the program. I told him, Sidi, you need to come and tell people, but then they are not here. And he wanted to delegate somebody, but I didn't hear from. But I'm still interested. I'm sure maybe they are not yet in position, but maybe after this forum and these messages, perhaps they will come out.
Let me help you there.
Yeah.
I think NPP has been on their feet for a long time.
Okay.
They have been doing this canvassing from almost like months ago.
Really?
They are meeting, selecting their candidate, or at least talking to people.
Yes, listen, only yesterday I had a story from NB where the chairman, a member of the National Executive Committee of the NPP and also the selection, they have a National Selection Committee.
Exactly.
He is a member of both.
Yeah.
And he said that, well, they have started selection there, and it all went out on a consensus, and they are hopeful of winning all the 7 in the NBR.
It is not that
So you are right that there have been movements on the ground by the NPP.
But then where are the coalition members?
In those processes. So it looks like they too are going on their own.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
As at now.
As of now.
Yes.
Which you think may really cause some rumpus?
No. It's a recipe for disaster.
I don't
And
know how it works.
no, and that is the honest truth. We PPP will not let lose our 2 seats. Number one, we will make sure that if Barrow found us with 2 seats, at least minimum, if he cannot help us add,
he should not subtract.
Exactly.
No,
But
let me help you with this.
Yes.
What I am
Neneh, you and I should be spectator first.
what I am hearing from the NPP, some of the executive members, is 1 seat for PPP.
Yeah. I had.
1 seat, not even 2.
1 seat?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I had.
1 seat for PPP.
Yes, not even 2. He's talking about 2, they're talking about 1.
And that's not Banjul.
No,
Or that's
yes,
not
Banjul.
No, we will not allow that. Let me say it publicly. Let me be please put on record. We will not allow anything less than our 2 seats. What
If
is
not
above
more,
that,
but you not.
yeah. That is. I'm gonna sell it. I hope the president hears it. I hope the NPP people hear what I'm saying. We will not go less than our 2 seats. If we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, whatever.
What
that's
if you
fine.
had? They're only thinking of only 1 seat for the PPP. What did you hear about APRC? How many seats? Only 4 years. You already said.
The
they
same
said
information,
4
they
years.
said they're going to leave the phonies for us.
Or at least they did not reduce.
It's like
at
their
least they did not
focus is
reduce any of them.
no. It's like their focus is only the sitting MPs will be spared. The rest of it, they're going to put up candidates everywhere, which means they're going solo.
Yeah.
And they say they have the belief that they're going to win it all. That's why I always emphasize on the dynamics of politics. Now, let me make this very clear. When it comes to parliamentary and local government, people leave candidates of their party's choice and they vote for others that are not within their party.
Exactly.
I have started working with some candidates that are not even APRC.
Yeah, that's good.
They're in UDP, they're in other parties. I will do anything at my capacity to help and support people as a Gambian. It's not about my party. I will come to you.
We'll come to that, yes.
It's not about party politics
I
anymore.
can see where you're coming from.
Yes, this
because
is about
in some cases
an arm of government.
Yeah, like I saw in the last elections, in many constituencies, it is the party that sold the candidate.
Yes.
But in other areas, it's the candidate that actually made the party win them.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's gonna look like that. And people are now very free.
That's why you don't
And
look
they are
at one
critical.
angle
Yes,
alone. You
exactly.
must be diverse.
Don't look at the party angle, look at the personality you want to put up.
Yes.
Because people now have critical minds. I mean, they know who can represent them well and who doesn't. Now, in that case, of course, that, if they are thinking of maintaining, their partners maintaining what they have, that is PPP and APRC in this case. And maybe
PPP,
NRP. What it is
APRC,
about
NRP. Yeah,
NRP also have.
it's the same for
So they
NRP.
want them to maintain only what they have.
Yes.
And the rest, the NPP contest all.
Yes.
And they want to believe that they can win all.
Now, but politics,
Neneh will not
you
agree.
are dealing with political parties,
Parties.
not political leaders.
Leaders.
They need to understand
Yeah.
that. The leader is an individual.
Exactly.
Now, for instance, you come to an executive meeting, the party leader says this, the rest, if they say no, the party leader stands nowhere.
Exactly.
You need to understand politics. Some people are in politics. They don't understand the dynamics of politics in this country. Forget about what happened in other countries. People think you can watch political debates, follow CNN and BBC. You are an expert in politics. It is very different. I keep saying that. Even in terms of democracy, that's what other people do. They drag certain practices in other countries and want to enforce it here. I said, one law. Our law here is different from that of US. You don't expect our democracies to be the same. You know, sometimes people just want to borrow and implement or copy and paste, which is not applicable everywhere. So politics, the dynamics I'm talking about, you need to get in the midst of people, you listen to them, and work with them. You don't dictate, you don't accept everything from them, but when you work closely, you will come to a conclusion of winning. Winning is not about sitting here and saying APRC, we're going to win it all. Is that possible?
No.
Not in parliamentary elections.
Neneh, I know you are not official. CA is not officially a partner, even though there have been a lot of suspicions that you are getting very close to, to do that. But you have already declared that you're going to contest Serekunda West for CA. So I think I can safely say that CA probably are working on their own too.
For now.
On their own.
Well,
For now.
well, maybe you will say probably. I will authoritatively say CA is a standalone party. We are going to do things as Citizens Alliance. We're into no coalitions. We're into no alliances. We've not been during presidential. And
There's a lot of suspicion.
We are not right now. Okay, those are suspicion, and people have a right to. Okay? See, the thing is, at the level of the party, we really want to be realistic. A lot of people see things with emotions. What I want is not what the party wants, or it's not what is best for the party. There are certain times that we discuss and debate things. I will shout on top of my lungs because I don't want it that way or I want it the other way. But the majority will decide that this is how we want it and it goes that way. But what do? I just support and give my blessing because it's not a one-man show. And that has been the guiding principle of the party. So we've debated on very, 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 very pressing issues. And everybody, even the general public will think they're going to go this way. And then we come out and go the other way. Because the party is democratic.
Like you said, the party leader sometimes doesn't control.
At all! At all! That's what people told you. People say, Dr. Sisse's party, Dr. Sisse's party. Come to our meetings, you will know that Dr. Sisse is one individual equally when we sit on the table. You know, it's not a matter of party leader or flag bearer. It's a matter of all being equal, being mandated, because we are all elected at Congress. So Dr.'s powers does not supersede my powers when we sit on the table. And I wish outsiders will just have a glimpse of our meetings and see how it works. You will know that, you know what, this is the change that is needed in this country. And if given a chance, things are going to change. Now going back, I mean, President Barrow, after the elections, he is president-elect. And when you say president-elect, now president, actually, he's been inaugurated. He's the president for Gambians, everybody. Me, myself, even though I'm not in NPP, I really support him. You know, I respect him as an individual, but I don't support some of the things, most of the things that he does. I don't align myself with the things that he aligns himself or he believes in. And, you know, I am very, very happy. I'm not going to apologize for that. But as the president, as a Gambian, a patriotic Gambian, I respect that he's my president. And I accept that he's my president because he was voted in. So everybody needs to understand that. So if the president of the country, regardless of which party he comes from, which party he emerges from, extends an olive branch and say, I want to see you, I think out of respect for the office, not the individual, it is just right to go and listen. Well, it's not a force. You can say, I'm not going to come. But as stakeholders in this crusade, this is the president. We're a political party. We're not just here to criticize or critique or just badmouth or bash. We're here to be partners in development. Anything that serves the interests of Gambians, me, you, Uncle Kebba, and Dodou, Citizen Alliance will be in the forefront to complement it regardless of who is championing it. So that was what happened, and Doctor went and answered to the call. All hell broke loose. Oh, CA is with Barrow, CA is with Barrow. Ladies and gentlemen.
You can excuse people at the time, because at the time it happened hot in the hills of the election process. So many people there.
I mean, we were seen as the kingmakers at the time.
He was so uncompromisingly critical of the president. That
Of course,
when,
of course.
we went to see
When the
him.
need arises, when there is a need to be critical, he will. But when there is a need to discuss on issues of development, issues of national interest, you put everything on the side and listen. And if there was anything that we felt that we could have really collaborated with him to do it for the interest of country, I think we would have supported it. But that was lacking. That was not there. Whatever doctor went and whatever the president said, it came back to the executive. It was tabled. It was debated. And there was this also not unanimous, but also the majority was felt it does not serve the interests of the people, interest of Gambian, thus we cannot be a party to it, so it did not happen. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, Dr. Cisse is not NPP, Dr. Cisse is not part of NPP.
It's not going to eventually end up being appointed minister.
Well, that is, you know, I cannot decide what doctor wants. This doctor is an individual. But on behalf of the party, I have the mandate and the authority to speak on behalf of the party. We are not in any alliance, or we've not discussed even position when it comes to party.
Let's come to your
now.
I mean, to be fair with you, Rafi Jab actually was the first one who came out from the party to say he will contest the Bakau constituency.
Yes, he did.
I don't know.
Yes, he did.
I don't know whatever he's dreaming of, because people of Bakau have already said, she ain't a very ambitious. Okay, welcome. So, but then of course, Serekunda West, I mean, the sitting MP has already thrown in the towel. So probably you will have a chance there.
But let me just say something. You know what I mean? Interesting conversation, discussion. I'm sitting here listening to Uncle Kebba, listening to Dodou Jah. I was like, hello, you know what? Let's all brace up. Get a popcorn or a snack or something, recline and watch.
Well, you may have an easy ride.
The show is
the incumbent is thrown in a towel.
The show is about to get interesting, you all, honestly. But anyway, we just pray that, you know, at the end of the day, whatever is important, whatever is necessary, whatever is best for everybody, you know, happens. Yes. The Serekunda West MP, you know, he started off by saying, I think because I made one comment, one of our gis and said, I might, you know, contest that seat and here and there. And journalists asked him and he said, nothing is going to stop him from
contest.
You know, exactly, asking for re-election.
And he will win.
Exactly. If his party endorses him and he knows he will win, he's confident he's going to win. I was like, whoo, okay, am I challenging somebody? But anyway, fast forward, we've seen that in recent times he's come out and say he's not going to contest because his party feels he's not a winnable, a sellable candidate.
He made a statement that has the connotations. He said it doesn't mean that he's going voluntarily. He believes that somebody's or some group in his party are elbow him out. That's exactly what he meant.
I understand the committee, the constituency executive or whatever group of people in the constituency had you know, paid a courtesy call to him and said, okay, you know what, dude, we worked with you to put you where you are, but coming these elections, we believe that you are not the best candidate, and we will not waste our time to even try to campaign for you or canvass for you. So they had that discussion. So basically, I think he's honest. It's from the party. If it was only him,
and he said that will not shake his loyalty to the party. He believed, that they are working on somebody. I think it was fair.
Which is good. But all that aside, I am not looking at.
But what chances do you have even if he's not there? How are you connected? What's your connection with Serekunda? For example, do you come from deeper?
Remember when I first made that, you know, statement. Exactly. He was still there, and he had come out and said, I'm going to contest, I will win. So it has nothing to do with the person or who is there. Because I know already there is a certain MP, and I know other people are going to contest. But I'm just looking at myself as Neneh Freda. I hail from Latikunda Yiringenya, and is the biggest ward in the constituency there. You know, you have 5 wards. Latikunda is one of the wards, is the biggest ward in the constituency. If you look at Serekunda West, it's also the biggest constituency in KM, in all the 7 constituencies. So it's a very, very, very important, vast, big, strategic, a lot of work needs to be done to get that.
For 46,000 voters in there. I don't know how much of them can you convince?
About 46,000 voters. No. The thing is, yes, I don't expect the whole 46,000 to vote for me. I wish they do. I wish they understand that this is the change that, you know, has not happened in that constituency since time memorial. I wish they do. But I'm going to do my best. For me, like I said, my hashtag, I want to be the voice beyond representation. Because I have a representation in Parliament. It doesn't only stop at that. It stops at you also communicating, like Dodou said, this is not the leader, it has to do with grassroots, all right? For me, even the reason why I even started talking about it, it's the people that live in the constituency have been approaching, oh, how about you think about it? Are you thinking about it? We think you're gonna be a good representative, you know, and all that. So this has been building from a very, very long time, that it even came into my mind. I started talking about it, started consulting and all that, until the desire came this from. So it's not me just feeling like, oh, you know what, Nenneh can do it or whatever. So basically it's like, I wouldn't say a petition, but the request came from the people of the constituency. So that's one good side, that, okay, at least you have people who feel you can represent them, because they felt they've not had representation in a while. Right now, I mean, Madi is a brother or an uncle, an elderly person, but I've been consulting, going to places. They ask me, you know, can my MP be SO4?
Okay, that's why I came with this question. How correct are you? Where do you come from? One of the arguments against Madi, like you said, was that he didn't come from there. They didn't know him from a long time ago. Even though that was never a matter in the First Republic, Mr. Jallow will tell you, they brought Ali Badara Njai and put him as Burfoot and Sukuta MP, how to call it, MSK, what is his name again? Dr. Mane, he used to go to Joka doing contest there. He was not from there. Amankani was from Jara, Krokia. But now people want to see one of them,
local,
you know, to be the representative. Do you come from Pipeline, Latrikunda, or Kotu?
No, I didn't come from Pipeline. I came from Latrikunda, Yiringanya.
Okay, that's part of it.
That's part of
it.
People
Java, exactly.
Okay, there you go.
It is Yiringanya. That's where I was born.
Yes, that's true.
That's where I was raised. I went to school there. My parents are from there. I am well known in there. And you know the place, Latrikunda, you know, Dipakunda, it's just like you cross over. Dipakunda, Manjai, Otu, and all that, and Kololi. Because, I mean, my dad has a compound in Latrikunda, Yiringanya, right there at the heart of Latrikunda, Yiringanya.
No, you are.
On the highway.
The highway, exactly, the highway. You cannot pass it.
So you are
and
true.
the other part, my uncles, there's one that had a compound in Kotu.
Yes.
The other one is in Kololi.
Oh,
so basically, you know,
you
the
are.
family
So
were
there's a
trading.
potential candidate.
You are Serekunda.
Yeah, I mean, only maybe people who newly came around those areas might not know me, or maybe they've heard about me or whatever. But the people, indigenous of Latrikunda, I mean, when you say Nenneh, people know. They can connect where she's from. And I was this girl growing up that, you know, yes, I'm from a very, very humble beginning, strict family, but I was like, do I call myself the black sheep that will always penetrate and go out and do things and not be able to take, you know, gain a foyiji and all that thing, even though hanga time the kind of typical upbringing that teach la Sunday them church new study, you know. So I've really had a very good cordial relationship. It's amazing. I wish you come to my neighborhood once I come in there, even though I live in Kotu, which is also still in the constituency. You know, that's where I have my house. But my family house is still there, and I frequent there a lot. My dad is from there, my mom is there from there. So it's like a well-known family. And what you say, sometimes you might come from another place and come. It's really not too relevant, but it's important that when you come from a place, you've lived with them, you know the realities, you can better represent them because you speak the same language, you have the same sentiments, the same feeling. I'm going all of them when yermande si minil la commencé. Xam nga nit ki fo nga min ko nga xam ko balang ko yërem soo ko xamul doo ko yërem so man foog naa ne loolu man am naa ko because xam naa leen dëkk naa ak ñoom dunda naa ak ñoom so mun naa leen a taxawal.
But I think that resonates with the moves at the assembly now, Dodou, to have a law that will at least secure and protect some seats for women in Parliament. I mean, it's been pushed by Tumanjai. Well, Mr. Jallow may not be very proud of Tumanjai now, but then that was a good move.
Yeah, no, that I like that.
You like that?
Even actually, in some of the MOUs that are signed by IPC, and there is the need for allocation of 30% or 30% for female candidates. I think that has been pushed.
But
and I think
our
our
party,
party, our party, PPP,
PPP move.
we allow that.
Okay.
That is in the constitution.
Okay.
That 30% of the seats should be allocated for
But is it
women.
plausible with the election of the corner? Is it possible? Even if the law is passed now, is it possible?
No. It
I
cannot.
doubt.
You know, the reality is it cannot be implemented with this upcoming election. Time is too close.
I think
It's
we
too
go to the
close.
individual parties. Almost all the parties have something like that. That is to promote
Yes.
the women candidates.
Yes.
In our party, it is there.
So it's not. Don't
But
say it's
mostly
not,
also
it depends on the willingness of the parties. Every party has women. So if the law comes and said, well, okay, the NPP, for example, the UDP can say, okay, look, you know, there is a new law now. At least we have to have, you know, 3 or 4 or 5, or you know, of our people to contest. So
But
they
you
can
know,
do it if the willingness is there.
the problem also is not, even if you write it in the statutes, to have a woman like her,
Yeah, it's difficult.
it's difficult.
No, many people will not
Honestly,
disagree with
they
you.
don't come
I
out.
miss that.
No, a strong woman who would go in to contest. It's difficult to
With
get.
all the challenges.
Yeah. It's not easy. Family,
Yeah.
Family,
social,
Cultural,
whatever.
There are
yeah.
still cultural.
Cultural.
religious.
Yeah.
Religious,
To have
exactly.
So
somebody
you
like-
don't have many Neneh Fredas or
No.
Manjari.
Oh, you guys are making me blush now.
Do you
But
know
thank you, Uncle Kebba.
if the grapevines are anything to go by, you may end up have a female opposition. I don't want to name names, but I had parties are trying to walk around putting up a female candidate.
I've seen one.
Oh,
for,
yes.
For,
Oh,
for
yes.
Doi.
Already
For
somebody.
Doi.
Doi.
For Doi.
Yeah.
For the
In Serekunda West.
Serekunda West, Fatou Sow. I mean,
Yeah.
we've
We
had a
You did not
conversation.
hear. You did not hear about rumors of one Yakumba Jaite.
I've had rumors also.
Rumors.
Yeah, I've
Nothing
had rumors
official
that,
yet.
yeah, I've had rumors.
That's the
People
popular.
have
That would be
mentioned
some
it.
sort of a contest.
Yes. Yeah. But the thing is, for me, it's not a matter of, honestly, it's not a matter of competition. Yes, we really
No, it
want to
should be
push
woman
women.
power now.
We want to push women candidate. But then again, in that situation, let's say I'm there,
Yeah.
Fatou Sow is there,
Yeah.
Yakumba
Yakumba
is
is
there.
there.
I don't know who APRC is. Oh, no. I know APRC.
No,
I heard about a
they are
guy.
talking about. They said they are not stopping at 40. Don't rule them out.
Jata.
Samba Jata is
There you go.
Ach.
So, okay, that's out of it. So I don't know NPP.
And he came very close last time.
Yes.
I don't know who.
Less than 200 votes.
Less than 200.
About 184, 86.
I know him very well.
I don't know who NPP is going to bring, whether a woman or whatever. But what needs to happen for me, I think, it's a matter of having to sit and have a dialogue. We really need to sit on the table, not do it like the already existing NPP alliance that they are not talking. We need to talk, because if all of us women stand, we all have our following. So at the end of the day, we're going to divide the votes, and we give whoever the gentleman will be, we give that person a chance to win over us. Then at the end of the day, our fight, our crusade, our advocacy of trying to elect a woman in the constituency will be,
if everybody had thought like her,
then
in the presidential elections,
then
that lady would have been. I mean, that lady, what is in who eventually went to some party. What's his name? Marisol would have won because the women would have realized that we have more women voters than men. But nobody thought about like you were. Marisol would have won easily.
Absolutely. So those are the conversations we really need to have at this point in time as early as possible, and ensure that we don't expend our energy, our time, our resources. At the last minute, somebody withdraws, or we all go and none of us wins. It's pointless. So we really need to be honest with ourselves and see who is a better candidate, who has a better chance, who is more viable in terms of, everything else. There should be checks and balances. And we all put our support on that one. It really doesn't have to be me. I am committed, I am passionate, I really want it. But if anybody comes forward and I know that that person has a better chance and really has more support, everything that we're looking for, I'll be more than happy to throw my weight behind that woman. All I want is a woman to represent us, because we've had men all through. There's never been a woman representing Serekunda West. And you know what? I'm not going to say they've done nothing, but there's more to be desired for. And I think that it's only a woman that can do that at this point in time.
So CA is not in alliance with any other party?
No.
That's what he says. That's what.
No, we're not. We're really not. But I mean, in terms of the constitution, because this is a local thing. In terms of all of us trying to vie for this seat, we can come together. Whether it's going to be only these three, we're not sure. I don't know. At least Fatou Sow has announced. Yakumba, it's all in the grapevine. I don't know which other women are going to come on board. But whoever comes on board,
we have a potentially winnable candidate.
In West.
Oh yeah.
The same place?
No. Serekunda.
Serekunda.
A potentially.
That's the constituency of Halifa Saleh.
Yeah.
And Halifa is retiring.
A potentially winnable candidate.
That's Serekunda constituency.
Serekunda.
Central.
Yeah, Central.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I think it's just Serekunda now.
Yeah, they call
Yeah,
it
yeah,
Serekunda and
yeah.
Serekunda
It used to be
West.
central, they divide, but now it's just Serekunda.
Yeah,
That's
it's
Halifax
Serekunda and
constituency.
Serekunda West.
You mean you have a potentially
Potentially
winnable woman
winnable
candidate there?
So
Very-
why
very as intelligent.
So now I'm getting to guess that is one of the constituencies you want to add to Banjul. You never want to say where.
Maybe it's a slip of the tongue.
The provocations are working.
Oh, so we may end up having, it may not, the law may come late, but then we may end up having, women can,
It should
women.
be. Actually, I think we should
Do
encourage.
you have strong women in the APRC who are
Well,
moving up?
before I come to that, I
Yes.
just want to say something about Nenneh. I'm not surprised what Nenneh is saying,
Yeah.
and I wish every candidate is thinking like the way she's doing.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is about Gambia. It's beyond party politics. Every man or every woman, for him or herself, it's only dividing the votes. And at the end of the day, opportunities are very slim, and it will end up, making, if not all, but most of them, whatever their ambitions were, it will vanish in thin air. But some people take it more of party and personality. Okay, like I am APRC, I'll contest on the APRC. I see nothing but APRC. I think that type of politics is outdated. We need to be forward thinking, and we need to look at the situations and the realities around and within our midst. That should make us better politicians. It's not politics of color only. That's why I mentioned earlier that I'm even working with people that are not APRC. Not perhaps to be present everywhere they go, but I sit and discuss with them. I give them tips, give them ideas, some techniques they need to approach. For me, they are Gambians, and I think if they have the opportunity, they would do best within their constituencies. This is my target. But if you have too many viable candidates, like she said, sit together. Let's look at the possibilities. If one is elected under that ticket, the work continues. They can keep supporting, and a lot to be done. Now, coming to APRC, as of now, the executive have not decided. But honestly, I am not saying it's not happening, but I'm yet to see it. Women stepping forward and said, we want to contest. It might happen. There's still time, very limited time though, but most of these flyers of these aspirant candidates, I'm seeing it's men. Okay, we have women. I only think I heard of one that's around Kunkujang area, that is our sitting councillor. But I don't know how they are going to finalize. Councillor Fatou Jallow. It's on the Olyundum.
That's
Olyundum constituency.
Okay.
Yeah, but it depends whether at grassroots level they will select her. Like I said, it's not the executive who will say it X or Y, but the people at the grassroots will say, okay, we want this candidate. It comes to the region, then to the national executive. It's like a chain walk. We don't impose on the people, but the people choose for themselves. We endorse. If we see any bots, we discuss with them and we highlight those.
The NPP, we began the program by saying that there is a need for the NPP, being the leader of your coalition, to come forward and talk with the partners on the modalities. Because in the absence of that, of course, the parties cannot wait. They have to do their own thing.
Exactly.
Now, if the APRC made it clear that they want to go beyond the 5, and the indication they get not officially confirmed, but they want to suspect that the NPP want them to keep their 5, the Fonias. It is not confirmed, but they're only generous to have only one for you.
Exactly.
Now, do you think it's not? Do you think the APP may not be also? They may not have a valid argument. That is, look, if we leave all these seats to our partners, for example, if the APRC wanted 10 total, you PPP want 6, NRP want 5. How much that we are counting? 15, 16. Who's the other partners? Maybe Bachelor or somewhere. Might want one somewhere. At the end of the day, you people, coalition partners combined, may have more than NPP. And if as it happened between them and UDP, one day you betray them, they will be left with so they can say, look, we are not going to do this. I mean, why can't, if we give all the seats to the partners tomorrow, if they betray us, we are left with nothing.
Yeah,
so they will be, definitely they will be right in arguing that, look, we cannot leave these things to these people. And another thing is, you may lose it to the opposition. If, for example, if you come to Fonyi, for example, there are some shaky seats in Fonyi now. If APRC they want to contest for example, Fonyi councillor, for example, we saw that the other APRC and GDC have gained a lot of momentum there. Now, if they say, of course, okay, we leave this to councillor, we can lose. If the NPP did not contest there, we may lose it to the other APRC. The NPP may say, well, so let us contest, but then of course, if the APRC, the other APRC couldn't win there, I don't see NPP winning there anyway. But that kind of argument can come.
Yes, let me help you with that.
Yes.
We know the number of seats available in Parliament.
Right.
You don't surrender that to your coalition partners. When you
But
sit
if they're
together,
asking too much now.
yes, I am coming. When you sit together, it's a matter of discussion, dialogue.
Yes.
You agree and disagree.
Yes.
But there's a certain percentage, we all know, any party in government wants the majority of seats. No coalition partner will say no to that. But that can happen on the table. You should be able to strategize and say, okay, for instance, if the seats are 10, you say, okay, 5 is for us. The other 5, you share amongst yourself. And equally, they will see how they can share. Based on each party where their strength is. Now, the beauty about an alliance is all support one candidate.
Yes, that's right.
There are high chances of winning. But overconfidence is what disappoints a lot of political parties. I can do it alone. I am going for it all out, and I am going to win. What guarantee do you have? That is not technical, it is not tactical. Don't undermine even independent candidates. I am telling you, this is parliamentary. And it is the people who said we want X, you cannot change that. If you want to deny them a party ticket, they go on independent. Last elections, we might have few independent, but this trend will move in. If it continues, you'll have more independent, winnable candidates this coming parliamentary compared to 2017. You can again back.
Let me take it from there.
What I was saying, for example, is in the NPP, wouldn't it be a valid argument if they push forward and say, look, we cannot leave all the seats our coalition partners want us to leave them, because one, they can lose it, and then it will always be their seat. Tomorrow they can, just forget us and do their own thing in the parliament, and then we will be the regret.
No, that's why I said I blame all this on the head of the president. And I'm very MPP leader. The reason I said that this was going on for a long time is to have called our attention. Look, the APRC, the PPP, we struggled so hard to make sure the president won the election.
Exactly.
It is not NPP that made NPP alone that made the president won the election. No, that's not factual. It is the combination of all the efforts of the coalition. That's why President Barrow was elected. Now, if that were about 3 months ago, not more than that. Now that euphoria is going out now, because they did not sit down and call us. We would not. Let me be honest with you. What we are trying to do here now is to maintain the coalition to 5 years. It's one thing to win presidential, another thing to win the parliamentary. But then the worst thing is to win to govern for 5 years. That's another thing. And I told President Barrow, I said, look, governance is even more difficult than winning the presidential, because you are one, but you have the support of the country. People, can you imagine the effort APRC did, the effort we did, NRP, and all the NCP, and all the other coalition members. Now, if you say, okay, now we are going on our own, I think that's why I said I call on the president. Again, I'm going to reiterate. To call
and address this issue.
Address the situation, because beyond now.
The nomination is just 3 weeks' time. Also.
Exactly. Beyond now,
3 weeks' time.
It's going to be difficult to, when, for example, I have potential candidates in all the seats I'm talking about. If we go until last week and they said, okay, we're not going to pick you up, what is going to happen? 2 things: that they can go independent, number 1, or they can be silent wherever they will not be active, and other opposition come in and step in. So I think we have a chance now to make sure that we go beyond where we are. We are still winnable as a coalition, not winnable as individual parties. And that's my honest opinion.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
Nenneh?
For me,
You have no trouble with, discussing with Barrow or any other person, except perhaps you said when there are female competitors, you can work that out. But do you see, how far do you want to go, CA, beyond Bakau and Serekunda West that are known now?
Well, we have in the province, the North Bank.
Oh, you want to contest in Nomba?
Yeah,
Which
not
constituency you have in mind?
Bank. It's Nyomi.
You want
One,
Nyomi?
one of
Which
one of the
Nyomis?
Nyomis is Lower Nyomi.
Lower Nyomi.
Yes.
Have you not been too ambitious?
No. Listen, there are 53
Seats.
constituencies,
Yes.
53 seats.
Yes.
And we sat and discussed, you know what? We would have loved to contest all the 53 seats.
Yes.
We would have loved to do that.
Okay.
But then the realities on the ground really does not allow us to do that. You have to be honest, because you don't have to wait for somebody to tell you what is possible
Yes,
or what
what's
is not
possible,
possible.
yeah.
We're the ones doing it. We have to be able to have the people who, can win those seats. You have to be able to have the resources, the capacity, the support. It goes beyond just wanting to win the seats. And we sat and looked at all these places. The party is barely 3 years, remember. But we have done a lot of work, and where we are right now, there are parties who's been in existence for a decade or two, and still we're ahead of them in terms of achievements or where we are. All right.
In terms
So
of electoral gains, it will be difficult to argue.
I don't wanna shift the conversation to something
Okay.
else because we're limited by time.
Okay.
But that's a fact. But then again, so we looked at all these constituencies. We looked at also, we invited all our regional chairmen and women, because this has to do with them. It's not the executive. It has to do with the grassroots. And they also consulted their local executives and had meetings. So basically what they did was most of this constituency were very, very honest and said, you know what?
Yeah.
We have support base here, but it's not that much to win us an election or a candidate. Or we have the base, but we don't have a sellable candidate or a competent person, because it's not only anybody. You have to have the competence. We see Parliament right now, a lot of parties, they are ashamed that they've put forward certain candidates.
Yes.
If they want to be honest, let's just be honest.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now,
yeah.
you ask them, they will tell you, we are ashamed and we regret putting Mr. X and Y and Z.
Yeah,
We wish we had done it better. We don't want to fall into that, exactly, that mess. So we looked at it, and certain places we might win if we had this candidate, the sellable candidate, in terms of competence, willingness, and all that. So we've like cut it down to, I think it's about 10 or 12 we've highlighted. But again, it's not like we're putting up all those 10. Now we've highlighted those places. Now it's to sit there and identify one by one, what are the chances that if we put up a candidate in this constituency, we will win. Again, it's not all about winning. Yes, you want to compete because you want to emerge the winner. But at the end of the day, sometimes you don't win, but then you really make a mark. You really build a base. You really make a statement that next time around is just going to be a clean slate for you. So these are all the things that the party, at the party level, we're really analyzing and scrutinizing and talking and thinking before all these announcements are going to be made. We really need, we're very, very open-minded, and we need to be realistic, honestly. So that is what is happening. And that's why you saw that, okay, Rafi was the one to announce first.
Yes,
it took time, and everybody was, talking. Actually, it was Rafi is the not bank candidate.
Oh, really?
Alpha, yeah.
Oh, we missed
exactly.
it.
He was the one that came first, to say he's, contesting and all that,
yeah.
because the groundwork has been done.
Okay.
Then you have Rafi, okay? And then there was somebody else in Birkham, and you have
Wow.
myself.
So there's a lot of people
Yes,
already from CA.
exactly. Like I
Alright.
said, I mean, this is CA, honestly. We're the futuristic party. Don't forget about that. Let me remind you. So this is what is happening. And then again, we hope we'll be able to maintain those people, everybody that we identify in those constituencies. But if the dynamics change at any point in time, we'll be more than happy to sit and advise ourselves and revisit and make the necessary changes. Because we always tell people, there is nothing wrong to say you want to try something, but then things change, and you take a back seat and allow somebody else to do it. That's what maturity is.
Okay.
We're not here to compete just because we want to compete because of name or whatever. We want to compete because there is a need to compete. We want to compete because there is a need for us to be there, and we can really add value. We can make change that is necessary. Because I mean, Parliament, what we have the five past years, honestly, like seriously,
There's much to be desired.
we really need to correct that right now. There is a chance to correct it. And like you said, one party having the majority, and if the incumbent has the majority, like seriously, let's start
that's the problem.
importing or making popcorn on
Let us
ourselves.
let us make some wild dreams here and wild calculations, and let us be honest. The NPP is not here, of course. We want to get them, we could not. I'm sure from what they hear from here, they will come next. Now, NPP had about 8 who defected from the UDP, and one they won by themselves from a by-election in Nyamina West. Good. Now, do you believe that those who defected from the UDP, if they should be retained by the NPP, do you believe all of them have a chance? Well, NPP is not here. No. Why? Take one, for example. I'll take you one. Parliamentary.
See, listen. You know the way.
I want to take you one.
No, hang on. I'm not even saying not specifically Sunny mentoring, but I can tell you that not if all of them are really put up for the election, not all of them are going to win. Because remember, this is about grassroots. This is about representation. This is about where you're coming from.
Yes.
Not about the party. Yeah, we know how all of them came in 2016.
Through UDP.
If it is a clean slate today, you know, the situations have changed, not the 2016 situation. Some of them might have 0 votes where they're coming from. I can tell you that.
But
because under normal circumstances, their own people will not even put them up much more voting for them. That's the honest truth. But let's look at the situation right now. If the NPP, they really need to look inward. Those people, how they came in there, if you leave them there again, are they really going to win? Because you're not just putting a candidate just for the sake of putting a candidate. It takes resources and time. And the people, the reason why people voted for them in the first place is, are those reasons still constant? Maybe not. So if that's not there,
you want to believe that even though the presidential elections seem to have suggested that the NPP, well, the votes that went to President Barrow in those constituencies, you want to believe that those MPs cannot rely on that?
Oh no, it wasn't for the hard work. No, it's not for the hard work.
Let's go to the more experienced Jah in terms of grassroots politics.
I know,
Do you
right?
think, for example, those who defected from the NPP, if the party wants to maintain them there, you think that would be a good strategy for them?
If only on party ticket, most of them are going to lose.
So you see,
On party ticket,
party
like
tickets.
NPP alone,
they will lose.
most of them will not win. Their strength lies in support of others. This is why here, you don't neglect or undermine your partners. It's very, very important. Like Kebba said, it's a recipe for disaster. Don't think the 20 votes you are pushing aside could not make you lose. The question is, where will those 20 votes be added to? Your opponent, they already have some numbers.
Yes.
And election is about numbers. And at that level, I am telling you, people don't campaign for party. I will give you an example. In the last mayoral, APRC, we put up a candidate to contest, the late Honorable Abdullah Sen. But our own people went and campaigned for the current mayoress.
Okay.
This has even brought some issues. Yes, you are APRC, you went and campaigned for that other party. It's not, for some people, it's not about party. It's about the candidate you put up.
With the candidate.
And like some of them are in parliament, what is the connection between them and their people? You go around and talking to them, they'll ask you, who is the MP? For me, that is a failure.
That's a failure in the
A total failure. It's not the job or the role of the MP to bring roads and development to the constituency.
No.
Your job is, you are a lawmaker.
Lawmaker.
That's why we call them lawmakers. What laws do we have in our countries? They have a huge role to play, and we'll hold them accountable if these laws are not serving the interests of the people they represent. Secondly, a big task is representing the people at country level. Some of the cities, situations arising now, like the fluctuations we're having in electricity, lack of these water shortages, etc. What are the MPs doing? The hike of prices, etc. What are the MPs doing? Because that is where approvals comes for bills and projects and all these other things. This is their responsibility. But people campaign on the ticket of, if you elect me into office, I'll build schools, I'll bring hospitals. You're fooling the people. Where are you going to get that budget from? We need to be factual and know the roles of people who are going to parliament. And this is what you sell to the people. Yes, you can lobby, go to the extra mile, tap some resources for the constituency. There is a possibility of doing that. But what I am saying here, no party alone can win massively. No. In this country, in this upcoming parliamentary, any party thinking of that, you're only fooling yourself. Trust me.
President Barrow said he's going to campaign himself in the parliamentary elections. That's what he said, he promised. Yeah. But
well, that, it was not only the president campaign, it was a tactical alliance. Let people not forget. And that tactical alliance at least produced something. It was the UDP, NCP was part of it, and RP and others.
Yeah.
They came together and the president helped to campaign. It was not under one party ticket. It was not.
Yeah, it was not.
You could convince people to contest under your party ticket. That is possible. But you need the support of many in order to have the assurances. That's why I am telling you, this is an alliance, yes, but we belong to our parties. In as much as we respect them, respect is reciprocal. They should give that back. They should not look at us as non-entities, or they believe we don't have the chances. That's why I'm telling you, a lot of surprises and setbacks will come when the parliamentary elections are due. We know our basis, we know our strength, and even we have people. If the party don't want to put them up, they will go under independent. And independent people don't see you as independent. You are from a party. They want you to win. They will vote for you and ignore the party candidates. Banking.
Now, Mr. Jallow, yes, can you answer the question? How do you feel about the chances of, that is, if the MPP wants to maintain the 8 who defected from UDP? Because I said this because, I mean, they came from another party, UDP, which was supposedly the majority in their constituencies. But then there was a presidential election. We saw that NPP candidate in the presidential election seemed to have more votes there than the UDP candidates. So I'm asking, can this really be a reason for these, MPs to rely on, thinking that they can take the seat because the president had won the constituency?
First, I want to thank those members. They came in at a time when the whole country needed their service.
You mean those who defected?
Yes.
The UDP would not agree with you?
No. I'm supporting the cause of the government.
Ah, okay.
Because they came in when President Barrow, the government needed their support in parliament.
Okay.
They did a wonderful job in the sense that they were nationalistic. They
sacrificed
and they sacrificed a lot for their party and whatever. So for me personally and for my party, we congratulate them for supporting the cause of the party. In parliament, it was very tough at the time.
Many people accuse them of betraying the country.
No.
They help in defeating the constitution.
No. That's politics. You want majority.
Oh, okay, that's politics.
That's what we are discussing here now.
Okay.
They came in to support President Barrow.
Yeah. So if they've done that, perhaps the NPP will have morally needs to reward them by keeping them.
But then also individual. Don't forget. Don't forget. They came from individual constituencies. What were they like with their constituents? It's just like not like you come in. So that is what is ringing in the minds of the NPP. They should be careful because they supported you, and you want to take them back.
Yes,
they should be careful.
You already said how they sacrificed.
They sacrificed a lot.
You were very grateful for their service.
Yes.
They will feel entitled to be kept in their place.
No. But then also, how were they like in their constituencies?
Oh, their individual acceptance.
I know about 2.
Like he said, the individual acceptance of the candidate.
Exactly.
Yes.
I know about 2. For me, who I know are having difficulty going, even selection. No, that's the honest truth. So we should the NPP should be very careful. There are many positions, not necessarily like an MP.
Okay. There are a lot of opportunities outside Parliament.
Outside Parliament.
Okay.
They should start to think like that. But the way I see it, NPP is going blinded. That they want to maintain all these people. That's fine. I'm not NPP. I'm not NPP.
Even outside neutrals have said they don't envy President President Barrow and the NPP in the fact that he has surrounded himself with a lot of people who are now beginning to be entitled to so many things that he couldn't even appoint cabinet because he feared that some party, the APRC, may be angry if they don't give them so and so minister. You will be angry if you don't have any party anything for PPP. Maybe that's why he kept the cabinet intact. In fact, I want to ask you people, how do you feel about it? Because people said he's keeping the old cabinet because he wanted to get you people still to be loyal to him before he can dish out jobs to you.
No, one thing I know is that it's his prerogative as an executive president.
Yes.
To keep the people. I mean, I remember.
But were you not expecting to have an appointment from your party by now?
I remember Jawara's time.
Yes. Jawara never postponed the appointment of a cabinet.
Not postponement, but he would appoint the same minister for 3 days.
Yeah, but he would not say, look, I will do this on temporal basis. He never said that.
Logistically. Logistically, President Barrow may be waiting for elections.
That's what I'm saying. And now, as far as you are concerned, the arrangement is messy.
But I don't think it's messy. I would, if honestly, under the circumstances now, if I were on President Barrow's shoes, I would be very careful. he has a larger coalition than any other party before him.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's
They
where
did
the
not
problem
have
is.
it.
That's true.
APRC did not have it. He has a wider.
I see. So it makes his
spectrum.
job difficult now.
Yes. But then that's why I pray for so that Allah will guide him. To go through this smoothly.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Everybody that joined President Barrow prior to the elections. Exactly. When everything was, very, very stressful and everybody trying to look for a base to go to that they think serves their interest and all that. It was more or less survival of the fittest. The different negotiations you all had, was it only 2 elections, or did it go all the way to parliamentary elections? And 2, were you guys aware that after elections, President Barrow will decide to not appoint cabinet ministers and ambassadors and permanent secretaries or whatever? Did you all foresee, or did you know ahead of time that there was going to be a caretaker government, or it was a blow to all of you?
They first call it caretaker, and then there's transitional.
Yeah, but that's why I'm trying to come in. President Barrow is the head of government. He has right to pick somebody today, or tomorrow, or 1 month. The question arises when you say deferred.
Yes.
Deferred appointment.
Why defied? Yes.
That is up to him to answer. But I know the whole thing we're talking about is the deferred appointment of the cabinet, new cabinet. But they are still new cabinet. These people they are new cabinet.
Now,
No, my question is, it's not a matter of whether he has
the issue is there could be a new cabinet as long as there is no transitional thing over their head, over the head arrangement.
Okay, I agree.
If he can bring in new people who have people who
the same people, but then it should be.
But then there should not be transitional above. That's where the problem is. We want a new cabinet. It can be anybody. It can be the same people. But then don't call them transitional. What for? That's where the trouble is.
For me, my thing is, he has the powers to do all that. That's not the question here.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, you guys are partners. You're a political party, right? And then you went to President Barrow. You had negotiations of, okay, come and join my alliance. And what were the conditions at the time?
No.
So my thing is, were you guys aware prior to getting to election that after the election, when he's inaugurated, he will not appoint cabinet minister. There was going to be a caretaker or transitional cabinet until after the parliamentary elections, or it was just news to you as well? Was this? Because when you're in partnership,
well, I know that.
Let me take that.
You will talk over it. You will discuss and agree at least for
I know that
inform, forewarn.
I know that
That's out of courtesy.
I know that the APRC said their agreement will never be known to anybody. so you better not ask him.
Let me take that.
They made that clear.
Let me take that. Firstly, Nenneh should be here answering questions, not to have you ask questions.
No.
I'm just joking.
It's a current affairs.
I'm just joking. Yeah, she raised very important and pertinent questions, and I'm happy that she asked. During the negotiations, our own part, what we were up for is re-electing President Barrow. I recall when we had an executive meeting, our party leader told us we had one objective when we were discussing the alliance. He said, as of now, going towards the elections, there's only one objective, re-electing President Barrow. Nothing else. It's not like we did an agreement and said, okay, you'll give us so ministries. It's a gentleman agreement. The laws are there, which are supreme, governing all of us. Whatever agreement you have, it could go to the dustbin. We know that. We know what the law says. And we have a lot of lawmakers who've been in parliament, the likes of our party leader, for 20 years. So he knows the law. He cannot go into any agreement, sign, and want to enforce above or what is not in our constitution. This is what people will come out tomorrow and say it's betrayal. It's not betrayal. You are being negligent of the law. Or I might even call it ignorance of the law. The law is the law. It governs the president and all of us. Now, a gentleman agreement is based on 2 issues, expectations and trust. And this solely resides.
You didn't hear critics that President Barrow knows how to deal with gentlemen.
Wait. People are saying this. People are saying this. But to be honest, ethically, I have not foreseen this in him. I am APRC. I don't hide that.
but I've sat with the president several times. The first time I did, I was surprised the type of person he is. I would say that in the open, and other people could attest to that. You might see him publicly, you call him all sorts of names, but once you sit with him and discuss, I was surprised, to be honest. You know, I'll have to say this not because of anything, but there's a personality he keeps in him. When you engage him, you will see a difference. Now, these two things is about trust, is about expectation. But it's his prerogative, like Honorable Kebba said. You appoint people based on trust. You appoint people based on expectation that they will serve and deliver. Now, when they don't do so, again, the law gives you the same power and authority to get rid of them. I always say that hiring and firing will not stop.
No.
And the same message, I put it to APRC, I've been saying it in my interviews. If anyone is fortunate or lucky to be appointed by the president, when you fail in your responsibilities, I said, President Barrow, fire him or her, get rid of them. And it is not betrayal.
No.
When you fail the people, I feel you should go. You either resign or we get rid of you. But we don't have the culture of resignation. It's a problem in this country. So once people don't want to resign, show them the exit door, either politely or otherwise, but they need to leave. And that's what we experience. I am not saying those who will replace some of the people with fountain fingers would be the best, but it's a trial. For me, every position comes with a responsibility, it's a trial. You deliver, they give you the opportunity. When you fail, why should you be maintained? This is my question. Exactly. You're paid every month. Yep. You're not doing the job. For me, it's like eat the money, get the job done. At least there's something people can clinch onto you've done something. But eating the money and doing nothing, for me, it's a crime. We need to get rid of that. Now, this caretaker cabinet, it's something that was never discussed. I have said it in an audio that was shared widely. Some people accuse me of hating Honorable Dao, hating the UDP, that Dodou Jah said, I don't want UDP. And when in that audio, I told that person that, Asafaya Landi, write it down and keep those records. A lot of parties and the others are going to join the president. Did Barrow ever said that? No. Based on my own analysis and engaging people, I foresee that happening. So it was not something pre-discussed, but it has happened within the realities. Now, what do you do as a leader? I would have done the same thing Barrow is doing now.
Exactly.
You don't want to take that risk of things disintegrating, and the outcome of that in the long term, even your governance will be in shambles, and that is going to affect the entire country or most part of the plans and projects you have. And still now, like Honorable Kebba said, he needs to be very careful in how to execute. You cannot satisfy everybody. But Gambians too must understand the job, the efforts you do should be for country, but you cannot sacrifice in reward for position. I am not in agreement to that.
You still don't answer the questions that many Gambians have asked. What is the reason of delaying the cabinet and calling it transition?
It's simple. It's simple. It's tactical and technical. Because you have upcoming parliamentary elections, which is an arm of government. I would say one of the most important if you want to succeed as a president. You don't want to take any chances of people being divided, people being disintegrated, and you end up losing that arm to opposition parties. You're doomed as a president.
From what you have, both of you have said here, is he doing any better in making sure that he really doesn't lose those seats?
Not yet. I am saying, I am saying an NPP government is yet to start its functions unless after the parliamentary elections. As a government, NPP. For me, it is like the old government is still what is continuing.
When you have said that it is only after the elections that, at the outcome of that, we can have an NPP government. But
no, to start executing. To start executing.
NPP led.
If
it depends on where we are heading now.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I am pinning it there.
I'm asking if
because the message coming from them, it's not coming from their negotiating committee or from the president, but some executive members.
Exactly.
And as far as their executive members, they're saying it in interviews. Nobody is condemning. That's the stance of the party. I'll take it as that, knowing what media does.
But the thing is, if you APRC are claiming more seats than Foni, he is claiming more seats than Banjul. I mean, NCP, whatever seat they have none. NRP has 5. If they are also dreaming of having more seats.
Oh, he'll be happy to give you a good of everything.
Good.
No,
So
but
now, how much will be left
No, but
for us to really realize and recognize that this is an NPP legislature?
this is why I have said
Dominated legislature.
No,
It will be
this is
difficult.
why I have said from the onset, we should not have been talking about this now.
Should have been done in the past.
Then he should have called us 2, 3, just after the elections.
Okay.
Now, what do we think? How do we go about this thing?
Okay.
Because that is not done. That's why. Because we cannot let our parties die. If you don't,
He's going to. It's a
At
trick.
least
Neneh,
you
I
contest.
think. I think Barrow has a tricky situation.
Gomgali all of them when you put them in like say no
no, do lolo.
Lamin, Neneh, let me help you. Let me help you.
Man dama yaakaar ne ànd bi ci num commencé di ko sos ak nim commencé motax ngeen nekk ci li ngeen nekk ni
No.
I agree ne that's my opinion.
Our opinion. See.
Exactly, that's my opinion, and I've been watching keenly. You remember, I'm a stakeholder in this.
How we know interested in breaking them up.
Exactly.
So that you can have grounds.
Not at all.
Okay, let's go on.
It's sad that we're having this discussion. I wish they were together, sticking together, going all the way together. But what I'm saying is, the way it started and how it started and everything that constituted, that's why they were there. I would expect as well, as an outsider, that everything else they were together, going campaigning, speaking the same voice, and the ultimate thing was to elect President Barrow. Out of courtesy also for the president, going into National Assembly knowing that it's not one candidate, it's going to be several from different constituencies. Out of respect for their help and contribution in electing him, I would think you would engage the partners again and sit at the table and say, okay, what do you think? How do we tackle this? The ultimate aim here is also to win massively and dominate the parliament. That's what they want, I'm sure. So how do we do it together? Because he cannot do it alone. And hear them. Like I said, you were saying, some people don't have seats there. And I'm sure they will not even try to put up candidates because it's maybe 3 people in their parties. Them, the wife, and the mother or the child. So they don't have it.
Briefcase party.
Exactly. So those ones you don't even talk about it. But it's the likes of PPP, they already have seats there. The likes of APRC, these are people that really you need to sit with them on the table and discuss and say, how do we do it? And kind of come to a consensus as to how to tackle it and going forward, that no matter what, even if they put in a candidate, it is agreed and they have your support, they have their support, and you do it together. I think that would have been the nice thing to do.
Exactly.
But for them to sit here and say, well, they've not been consulted, nobody has spoken to them, and they see them walking and blah, blah, and whatever. You know what I mean?
I want to help in that.
So definitely, I hope it's not late for you all to sit and talk about it again. But, like Dodou was saying, when you sit with President Barrow, you talk with him, you will know that he's a different person. But he has not shown that when it comes to executing his duty as a president. It's a matter of you sit with him. Like I said, I know President Barrow before he became the president. He is a very nice, mellow, easygoing, like no problem kind of person. But that's not him when he wears the president hat. Okay? So when you sit with him behind closed doors, he tells you all the nice things. You think, okay, that's the man. I cannot do anything but support him. But when it comes to executing as a president, you feel left out. You feel I'm not consulted. You feel I'm not part of it. When I have contributed immensely. So hello, let's not fool ourselves. Man, I am not surprised as an individual. I am not surprised that we all are here, because I'm not going to take myself out of it. We all are here because it has been repeated times without number. Hey, Golor Baito.
Can I help? We've been in government.
All right.
If you see, I talk about the dynamics of politics. We've been there, and how we used to operate. It's the same trend coming back, and it's not gonna help the president. I'll say it. People could get angry. They could insult me. I don't care. I'll speak my mind. And as a Gambian, I want the best for this country, and nobody can silence me on that. Whether people feel happy or not, I don't have a problem. These are one of the issues people label politics to be deathy. And I will never agree that politics is death. It is the people. And I've said it previously, that it's based on trust and expectation. You work with people. Now, when people get too close to the president, they always want to make him believe that we are doing it.
We are the ones.
Yes, to keep their positions, whatever benefits and whatever it's coming their way, they don't want to share or lose to others. But eventually they will dig your graves.
No, I am telling you, it's media and it's on record. There'll come a time, if the uncircumstances happen, they'll say, okay, Dodou has been saying it. People want to make the president believe, like Honorable Kebba said, absorb all these parties. Is that a wise thing to do politically? No. It is going to make the president to lose support. Hello, Mr. President? It's not the best advice people are giving you. And I will give you reasons.
Have to absorb the like for to kill their party.
Exactly.
I see.
When you maintain PPP as a political party, you support them, they go and mobilize and be well structured and established. It's an alliance, they will give you all the support you need. But when you absorb PPP, those who like the president stays. Those who are up for the party or somebody else, they leave. You are going to lose numbers. It's not a tactical or wise thing to do. But if you make him believe that, and he believes that all these parties are going to come under NPP and they will all support the president, whoever is thinking like that is dreaming. And eventually they will fail. Loudly, boldly, I am saying it, they will fail. What it will do, it will empower others on the other side of opposition, and your seat will be threatened. Chances of having other opportunities or staying long in power is diminishing in thin air. And I am telling him this. People are not into alliance to support you because of you, but the party they belong to, they listen to the leadership. All they know is we are APRC, we're supporting President Barrow. But when you say kill the party, get every APRC to support Barrow, that is not happening. So those advisors or those technical people politically trying to make him believe that, they are already creating a path for him to fail. And I am saying it.
Kebba, finally, of course, we are wrapping up now.
But I'm surprised that they're saying that. Didn't you know that that was the objective even before you?
No, that was never the objective. That was
No.
never the objective. We have to be very careful.
Them, the reason why they wanted you on their side, didn't you know that this is where they're trying to get to?
I told you, we had one objective on the table to get him re-elected. But beyond that, even for parliamentary, we said, APRC and PP, what we agreed is when parliamentary are due, any constituency where we feel we have the greater support and we have a winnable candidate, we will all support. That's what we agree. What we're hearing is from some executive members. We want to wait for the official outcome. Let the NPP come and tell us that finally this is our stance, and we will also show our colors.
To both of you, Lamin, to both of you, you know what I'm going to say to you right now? You're in a predicament. Your situation is complicated.
No, it's not.
But
We are moving forward.
No,
Honestly,
Definitely it's not complicated.
We are not waiting.
Okay.
Let me.
It's only two options,
Yeah.
either this way or that way.
We are
Very
not
simple.
waiting. We are not,
Nothing
and
is complicated here.
Time. But what I want to say is a piece of advice.
Okay, all
right.
In life, there are three things. In anybody, and anybody you have an encounter with, is three things. First, you treat them the way you want to be treated.
Yes.
All right? And then you treat them the way they want to be treated. Then you treat them the way they treat you. Three things. At this point in time, that's the situation you are.
Not
That is
actual.
analyzing.
Yes, you are.
Nothing is official.
Free consultation.
We represent parties as leaders, as members. We're giving our thoughts and our opinions, what we think. Nothing official.
Good.
What I am saying and what APRC will be coming out with could be East and West. I am invited to this program to speak my mind as a Gambian. Yes, I am from APRC, but these tactics, these predictions I'm giving it, as I said, bank it. I'm not guaranteeing 100% that is going to be the case. But what I am foreseeing, it's why I'm telling you based on experience. And based on the technicalities I know about grassroots politics. This is what I am portraying here.
Exactly.
Yes.
Dodou Jah, Deputy Spokesman of the APRC. Neneh Freda Gomez, that one is not deputy, it's definitely a spokeswoman of Citizen Alliance.
You got it right.
And Kebba Jallow is the leader of the People's Progressive Party, PPP. Thank you all for coming on the brunch. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll continue this discussion, of course, in the weeks leading up to the National Assembly elections. Perhaps we'll have the NPP on Saturday. Some of these questions and worries perhaps would be addressed. The brunch continues. We meet a woman who is on an important advocacy mission. That is after this break.
Love like fire. Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la? Kerr la. 2020 lañ wax de. Waaw. Fii nag mooy Kerr fan Kerr zero tax.
Agada.
Mbijan aganya.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyenje.
Okay. Korsa. Nsila ID soto.
Ah, sa soto. Sorry. Agada.
Mbijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka.
Ah,
mbale. Mo ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Ah, jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbali ya bere. Ha. Birim koyna fo kato.
Bari si kodo kino kato ni fo bolong blabe to.
56 branches mola soto Gambia jam.
Ha?
Ha. Gambia kono ani Gambia bantala bankol. Nko kodo kiya bere to. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta même na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannom number 1 di nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale le dadi ma nin domorol ni fana beteat. Gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je.
Ha, wo mo yo diat ha.
Apelenta
ni wo ka ni na lafta nyelen kendo le bina.
Yalo bu kanyi la ko la baraka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Abaraka.
We live in a day and age where technology is creating a world without borders, filled with unlimited potential to improve the lives of the people around us. Innovarex Global Health ushers in a new way of leveling the playing field with increased access to quality healthcare services delivered at your doorstep. Our qualified professionals are equipped with state-of-the-art point-of-care testing technology to conduct tests such as kidney function, liver function, electrolyte tests, body composition, hemoglobin, A1C, and many more services with the highest efficiency in delivering results. The addition to our flagship Wellness on Wheels, more fondly known as WOW Delivery Service, brings the entire clinical experience full circle. IGH has remained committed to creating the future of healthcare delivery. Gone are the days of sending loved ones outside the country for basic medical services. Innovarex Global Health offers a new peace of mind and takes pride in delivering the quality of care we all deserve.
To the brunch. The brunch continues. Like I said, we meet a woman who has set up an organization that is very much involved in advocacy. We will talk about all that in detail, but first, I'm happy to introduce you Mariama Jabata. He's the CEO of Fantanka. Be careful, Fantanka and not Fankanta. So we will know all about that in the next 30 minutes or so. But first, Mariama Jabata, Can you introduce yourself? Where do you come from?
Okay, yes, my name is Mariama Jabate. I was born in Bansang, yes, but currently living in the Combos.
Good. So what is Fantanka? In Mandinka, of course, means to protect yourself, if I am right.
Yes. So in Mandinka, it means self-protection.
Self-protection.
Yes, that is
what do you want people to protect themselves from?
Okay.
Girls, women in fact. Your focus is women, is it?
Yes, women and young people.
And young people.
Yes.
What do you want them to protect themselves from?
It is important to protect yourself, whatever you do in life. So, but Fantanka's particular purpose is to support young people and women to protect themselves against adverse sexual and reproductive health outcomes. Okay. Yes. So, what we do at Fantanka is like promoting sexual and reproductive health. We also address sexual and gender-based violence and support people to deal with mental health and psychosocial support issues. So yes, those three things: sexual and reproductive health, address sexual and gender-based violence, and provide mental health and psychosocial support.
Where did you set up this? When did it start?
Okay, it was registered in 2018, but much work has not been done until 2020 because I was also working for the TRRC. Yes.
So what has been done since then?
Oh, since then, we have been going nationwide, talking to people or promoting the access to family planning. That is a problem in the Gambia. Young people, women, you know, who would necessarily want to kind of access family planning services rather, would be shy to do it because of the culture around the topic sex and sexuality. You know, it is important that people go to them. It is important that it is to get them to access these services and try to break the myths around sex and encouraging early sexual activities. You know, we live in a society where we should kind of understand that a lot of people are sexually active. You know, we will say that young people are still virgins, and this is something that we need to stay away from. You know, it's a globalized world. You know, the globalization is helping people, or you know, making it easier for people to access information. And because they access information, it can be wrong information, it might be right information. So, but who is going to filter this wrong and right information? Somebody has to be there. Yes.
The problem, most people that came before you, even organizations such as family planning themselves, they find the topic about what you're talking about, the taboo in our culture, in our society. Even among educated folks, you know, it was believed that when, you know, how do you call the subject again? When it was introduced in our school curriculum, family life education.
Yeah, FLE, yes.
Or things like that, talk about sexuality of the people. Even then there was a problem for people to communicate in that kind of language because the cultures are against it. How have you been able to break this down, this taboo? How do you go about it?
Okay, one of the things we do is comprehensive sexuality education. So we try to help people understand their sexuality. We try to help people talk about this topic. Because from a young age...
Do you do these at meetings at Banta bars, or how do you get people to be interested and listen to this?
Okay, with funding from UNFPA, we have been doing services in the communities. We have been calling people to, you know, do a week-long or over a week-long education to try to understand. So we go to venues. We have, you know, done in the combos like, you know, Paradise, Sweet Hotel was a venue. We also go into the villages to gather people, and for example, we have been in Janjambure, we have been in Basse, you know, in schools, you know, different places we go to try to address this.
And what are the challenges you find? You find on the ground.
The challenge to start off with is the word sex.
If you talk about sex, they said, look, people don't get interested, or they get a little bit put off. They don't want to talk.
Yeah. For example, in the Mandinka communities, they will be like "afu futuo," but futuo, is it really sex? Do you understand? And these are some of the reasons why our girls are getting in trouble. You know, if you know, you would know that the mere talking about periods. Periods in itself, people don't do it. A lot of the girls, one of the reasons why actually Fantanka started is because I did a research around miscommunication between young people and their parents. And findings were that people don't talk about it.
They don't talk about
Parents would be like, to start a period, dina ko ham, or to gise deret rek, dina wah ak man. But before the person sees the deret, you know, yes, because sometimes some of the girls would be like, when I see that deret, when I see the blood, I'm like, what is going on? You know, damaganyo, you know, why am I bleeding? These questions come. And it can be embarrassing for girls in school, for example, when they go, they have, you know, leaking blood.
We heard about some communities in some parts of Africa because of this, women don't go to school. Girls don't go to school.
Yeah. So even when you don't go to school, you have friends around. You know, you might be playing up and down, and all of a sudden, boom, it's there. So who is going to tell the girl, okay, when you reach certain age, you may or you will start seeing your period. You know, what changes happen? You know, you will be seeing that, you know, you have your breast, you'll have pubic hairs and all that. You know, somebody needs to teach them. And when that happens, it's important to always put a pad in your bag, for example. You know, it is important to tell the guys that your first period, there might be a gap between that period and the next one. Don't panic. It doesn't mean that you are pregnant. Who is going to tell girls that, you know, when you start this, or before you start your period, actually, make sure that you do not engage in sexual intercourse, because you could be pregnant. That is the fact. We don't talk to we should. What we would tell the girls is, "Pul jege gorbi." You know, people are curious now. This day and age, like I said, we have access to internet, and young people know a lot more than
that you don't tell them.
You know, so they go on the internet. You're telling them if somebody touches you, you will be pregnant. You know, thousand people will touch you, nothing would happen. Then you know it is time to explore the sexual activity. Bam, pregnancy.
So that's
STIs.
So that's the argument. You know, many people felt that by not talking about it, will protect the child more than talking about it. Because if you talk about it, you might get her to be curious and to explore, like you said. In that way, it can be counterproductive. So our people will feel that, look, perhaps it's better to leave it until the time comes for itself. And you were saying that's not the solution. Okay.
However, back in the days, basically, people have been pregnant. Okay, if that was okay, then how come people have been pregnant out of wedlock? It happened. Do you understand? And research has shown that, you know, people who are more aware of sexual related topics, you know how to protect themselves better. If you don't know what you are avoiding, what is there to avoid? If you go into the room and there are lots of lions, nobody tells you there are lions there. What are you scared of?
So it's better you know about them.
Yes, it is better to be educated. It is better to understand the consequences. Because what other thing happens is you would ignore them, or you would say to them, stay away from men. You have a lot of friends who are telling them, no, actually it's best to start kissing. You know, it's best to start exploring. Boys would be giving them wrong information. You know, you can go kind of, and you know, I'll show you how to do the kissing. You know, it's better to educate them that if you go close to a boy and you have sexual intercourse, chances are you may have STIs, for example. How do you protect yourself against STIs? You know, this information, it is important that we have the conversation.
And this is what, you know, your Fantanka does.
Fantanka, yes.
How large is your catchment? How widespread have you been able to reach in terms of population or area in the government?
Yes, we have done countrywide outreach. Like I said to you, we went to Georgetown, we went to North Bank, we went to URR. So we have been going. You know, we will target older women to tell them, let's talk. And if you see this kind of conversation, you will be like, okay, we're initiating conversations that people want to talk about. But because culture is telling them, don't talk about it, so ko wahe yo da nga ñaka jom, oh, you know, ni ñinka chasi fa kumase ite mum mo male balolti. But if you put them in a safe space, and a closed space and start talking, you would see that they have issues that they want to talk about. But society is not letting them, because society is expecting that, you know, a girl from a young age should be molded to, you know, sutura. You know, if you are sutura, you should be ordering the malan, you should not be talking about your auras, and, you know, you should not even talk about the, for example, if they rape a girl today, they cannot even come out and say, I was raped.
Yes, that's the problem. The stigma, they run away from the stigma.
Exactly. That is because you don't just want to even talk about that S word. Do you understand? Okay, rape is a lot more serious than the just sex. It is not just sex. But because you are supposed to sutura your aura, you know, girls in the homes, for example, are going through sexual violence. They cannot do anything about. You know, I don't know if you saw our video with Nyancho, Fantanka.
Fantanka, yes, I think I have.
Yes. So where this young girl was in the house and, you know, doing chores and all that.
Sometimes elderly, adult relatives of are the people who do this.
A lot of the times.
Yeah.
It's either the uncle in the house, the liaskat in there, even the fathers are doing it. I'm really sorry. It is happening.
On a more serious.
On a more serious. And when wives start talking, no, the fire has masebi. Do you understand? So when are we going to protect our girls? If we don't talk about this, we're not protecting our girls. You know, and every minute we go out, oh, girls' rights, you know, we value our moms, we value our sisters. Do we really? If we do that, you know, we should be able to talk about issues that are affecting them. These issues, they, you know, basically degrade them. You know, they, you know, affect their future outcome. There are lots of men in parliament, for example. We want to see women. We are fighting for that. Yeah. But how can we fight for women being in there when women are not encouraged to understand themselves? It is part of us.
For a start.
Yes. Right. You don't even understand yourself. You cannot even say, this man is abusing me. Because there is no word for rape, for example. How would you say rape?
I see. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. Well, I now have understanding broadly how you operate. I understand you have an event today.
Yes.
What is it about?
The event today, it is a health fair. So the health fair. Yes.
Okay, you mean an event, a space where the topic will be about health. I guess health about women.
Health about women and young people. So we have medical professionals who would come. It is basically trying to encourage people to promote accessibility to sexual and reproductive health. So we would have family planning coming there. We would also have professionals from Ministry of Health to support the activities. We are also collaborating with Kalajura Pharmacy as well to basically support people who would not normally go and get supported. You know, we would talk to men as well to understand that it is a woman's right to want to join family planning. You know, it should not be frowned upon. You know, your body, you can get tired of reproducing. It is up to you to be able to say, you know what, I am going to be on contraceptive. You know, at least have a rest. People are having babies every year. You know,
these are some of the difficult human parts, because people see this as all moral issues, like you know, why should people from religious point of view, you know, you will come up with arguments that are only perhaps influenced by religion. How do you go about that? I mean, you will be seen to be talking things that are considered blasphemous if you want to counter these arguments that are brought up by religion.
Okay, everybody has you know, entitled to their beliefs. I am also a Muslim. Do you understand? I'm sure the ustazes, of course, they are way ahead of me when it comes to stuff. I do my also do my little findings. But, you know, Islam is also encouraging you that if your body is tired, it is okay to have a rest. Why are they telling you when you have a baby, you can go to your mom, you can go somewhere else to be separated from your husband? What is happening for 2 years? You should breastfeed your child. Do you understand? So if a woman is saying that, I want to stay with my husband, I want my husband to stay with my children as well, but, you know, I don't want to be pregnant for the next 2 years. Yeah, and family planning is saying to you, okay, we can support you with that. I don't see a problem with that.
So, okay, let's focus on today. So, where will this happen?
So, this one is happening in Sanchaba Suley Job.
Sanchaba Suley Job.
Yes.
Where exactly?
this lower basic school.
This school here,
Yes, yes. That is because the communities sometimes they struggle with finding out their health outcomes. So, you know, as well as encouraging the family planning, they will be doing COVID tests, COVID vaccinations, you know, diabetes tests, high blood pressure, to just help women to access health services.
Oh, that's all what's going to happen today?
That is, yes, that is going to happen today. That is big.
Right now,
Yes, yeah.
how have you got in terms of collaboration from the government, the various government institutions, which should really, you know, who are already operating in this?
I would love to collaborate with government. Government can be a little bit, you know, tricky when it comes to collaboration. Or should I just be honest and say it can be hard to get? Because the Minister of Health, for example, we have been trying to collaborate with them for the longest, you know, weeks now. But it is hard. I have even been there to try to see the personnel responsible, and you know, nothing is coming out. So if you want to come out to say to the government, listen, I have qualification in this field and I am ready to give back to my community. I am ready to support my country. But to do that, I want the ministry to be supportive of my work as well, so that I don't just go out and do what I need to do without your knowledge. If that is difficult, then we have a problem. So
I think governments are normally shy of approaching these issues headlong. I remember the FGM issue had been a problem. You didn't mention this to be part of your government. Or is it
oh yeah, FGM is a big time part of it.
Oh,
you know, we will talk about FGM and child marriage as well.
Yeah.
So right now, you know, everybody knows February. You know, a lot of people are concentrating on FGM as well. So we are also raising awareness on FGM. You can you know, go to our Facebook or our Twitter page. It's Fantanka, FANTANKA. You know, to understand or learn about FGM messages. So it is hard because even though the law says, you know, you are not allowed to cut your child, people are still doing it.
Yeah.
You know, but when you go out doing the outreach, what they will say to you is, Ntolbukake, you know, we are not doing it. That is because they think you are going to report them to authorities. So there is a lot that needs to be done, because FGM, it affects a woman's sexual pleasure, basically. You know,
a lot of advocates and governments have over many years failed to convince our people that this can be harmful health-wise.
Okay, so it's important then to listen to people who have also been, you know, victims of FGM. That is what it is. People can differ, you know, in their views. People may have different ways of seeing things. You might come and say, okay, when I was giving birth, it was horrible. Do you understand? Like for me in the UK, I gave birth at a point where FGM was not like a main issue. But because it was difficult for my child to come out, you know, people were like, oh, the nurses were like, what is going on? Then my auntie who came with me was like, one of the nurses was an African, and is like, did she go through FGM? Yes, she did. Okay, so it was like, you know, we find the necessary equipment and do an episiotomy and we get the baby. So if you don't go through it, and if you are trying to explain to people, the least they could do is believe. But people are not also talking about sexual related matters. Even if it affects you in the bedroom, that you don't even enjoy sexual intercourse because of FGM, you are not going to say it, because that is what the culture is teaching you, not to talk about it. However, men would go and find sexual satisfaction outside of that matrimonial home. So who are we doing it to? Women claim that they are doing it to protect women, to make sure that they are happy in their homes, to make sure that their bride prices are increased. Really? Okay, you will have one night of happiness. You know, the person is a virgin. We will celebrate. We'll clap and everything. And then what? After that, the man would go outside and find somebody else. That is not why you enjoy marriage. People are going through stresses in their homes. They cannot talk about it.
Because it has to be
Yes. who is going to come out and say, you know, how many women will come out and say, you know, I am not getting sexual satisfaction. I cannot satisfy my husband.
It often leads to breakups in relations, but you never know the real reason.
They will come, the imams will come, the alcalos will come, they will try and mend this marriage that would not happen.
You will not know the real reasons.
And one of the things that I keep on saying, okay, the Mandinkas and the Fullers would be doing this a lot. But see, I'm sorry, my Mandinka people, but see how many Mandinkas would have a second wife who is a Wolof?
Oh, there you go.
We are bringing issues, right? No,
well, yes, I agree that I hear these conversations.
Yes.
They found women from a certain ethnic group more appealing, or whatever you want to call it, more sexy than the others. Or perhaps it gives more attention to sexual desires of the husband than the others. Yeah, you are right.
They call them everything. Solimano Mati, Malibalo Mati, everything. But she's the one satisfying the husband. You know, that is the thing. So please get your hands off the girls. Let them enjoy their marriage when they grow up. It's okay if you don't want your child to get into sexual activities when they are young. Talk to them. Children, they listen. They just want that space to have that bond with their parents. It is not just okay to just say to your child, get out of here. Damara has ball, and you just leave them. Even, an animal, if you just let them be, don't, show them any directions. Well, in their argument, it is showing direction, but you're not talking to them, you're not telling them anything. We see dogs now, you'll train them.
Yeah,
sit down and they sit down.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Police.
Exactly. So
airports and ports, yeah.
That is what it is. Yeah. So there is more to be done, but our comprehensive sexuality education that we have started, the Minister of Health Minister of Basic Education would say comprehensive health education. But I choose to differ, because if we are not frank with what the topic is, we are not teaching people. So that is a big problem. Yeah.
So, I guess you have a team, you have a structure. How is the structure like at Fantanka? You have an office, a team, and...
Yeah. So our office is located at SOS Children's Villages. Yes, near the Tipagaras, opposite Bakote Annex. So the office is right inside there.
Do you operate a full-time office?
Full-time, yeah. So it's 9 to 5 Monday to Thursday, and 9 to 12:30 on Fridays. So we have me, for example, we have a psychologist in the office as well. Hence, we provide mental health and psychosocial support to victims of human rights violations, include victims of sexual violence, and we have been supporting victims of the the former regime. So recently we also kind of validated the Youth Shadow Report, which you guys featured as well. It was about trying to include the experiences of young people that have been missed in the TRRC. Yeah, TRRC, they did brilliant work, but like gender issues, youth issues, they are big problems in the country, and they're still happening. So we also, did a shadow report on that to try to say to the government, these issues still happen. Please help address that as well.
Well, Mariama Jabate, the CEO of Fantanka. Well, thank you for taking me through some girl talk. You observe my mood. You've brought me down to be very humble and a bystander in my own program. But yes, whatever you said is definitely important, and you are on a course that really is commendable and deserves support. So there you have it, Fantanka, Mariama Jabate. They will be doing a health fair, you said, today at Sancheba Sulejo Primary School, and I'm sure you're going to do
Lower basic, yeah.
Lower basic, that's primary.
Oh,
well,
okay.
I'm from the primary era, so I call it primary school. But I'm sure you're going to do it in many places across the country.
Yes. This is just the start. We will, we are aiming to do it monthly. provided that we have the finance as well. The problem that we may have, or we tend to have, is support. Some of the times you do have.
But you do from the UN and other UN agencies.
Yes, we have FPA and other people, and we have Gambians, supporting the cause as well underground. They will call us and support. Yes, we also have this Ndoli Wosin program where we would support new mothers who are unable to provide basics for their children. So if you want to support, call us on 7406 174 or 7222 889. Those are our number, 7222 889 7406 174. It is Gambia to Fantanka.
That's absolutely. There you have it. Thank you very much, Mariam, for coming along.
No
Mariam
problem. Thank you.
CEO of Fantanka. Thank you very much. This has been a brunch this week. We'll be back next week, hopefully, of course, with more interesting topics. Until then, Lamin Cham in Banjul wishing you very good weekend.
Gamcell data now even better. Enjoy 20% extra data on all Gamcell data bundles. Buy 20 megabytes and get extra 4 megabytes. Buy 50 megabytes and get extra 10 megabytes. Buy 100 megabytes and get extra 20 megabytes. Any amount of Gamcell data bundle you buy, you will receive 20% extra data for free. Dial *302 data amount hash or go to your Yaiborom menu and choose your data bundle now. Gamcell data is fast, lasts longer and very reliable. Gamcell Yaiborom.
Planning to have an uninterrupted electricity and water supply from solar energy in the Gambia and beyond? Worry no more, because Solar Enterprise will provide you with the solutions at reasonable cost. We have experienced personnel who can install and advise you about your electricity and water supply with a warranty period. We have good quality solar products from North America and Europe. We provide services and sell products to individuals, organizations, institutions, private offices, communities, and government. These products are solar panels, batteries, charge controllers, inverters, water pump, water heaters, freezers, submersible pumps, and general solar accessories. Visit our stores at 48 Kairaba Avenue and Brusubi Highway, or you can call us on 7657 479 980-8483, 340-9400 or 635-9906.
We live in a day and age where technology is creating a world without borders, filled with unlimited potential to improve the lives of the people around us. Innovarex Global Health ushers in a new way of leveling the playing field with increased access to quality healthcare services delivered at your doorstep. Our qualified professionals are equipped with state-of-the-art point-of-care testing technology to conduct tests such as kidney function, liver function, electrolyte tests, body composition, hemoglobin, A1C, and many more services with the highest efficiency in delivering results. The addition to our flagship, Wellness on Wheels, more fondly known as WOW Delivery Service, brings the entire clinical experience full circle. IGH has remained committed to creating the future of healthcare delivery. Gone are the days of sending loved ones outside the country for basic medical services. Innovarex Global Health offers a new peace of mind and takes pride in delivering the quality of care we all deserve.